wanted to ask the new cards about what's going on now. So what I got was, of course, interesting. The card of grief. There you can see what it says there. These are a little hard to read with the light shining on them. But this is the card of grief, and what I got with that as a qualifier is there is abundance of grief, and it could also mean not only those that are without money, also the affluent are being hit by this with grief. Wow. I like it up here. It's kind of looks like the world. The world at this point, this pandemic is hitting everywhere. So, yeah. So there will be a lot in grief. And what I got in the center of it all is very interesting. While this says unfamiliar territory, indeed it is. With a fish out of water is like that, like the COVID virus, that you can't breathe. You basically die of suffocation, like a fish will do that's out of water. So many will be leaving. Could be, that deaths are happening. Could be the overwork of people that are leaving. The workers getting ill and having to walk away because there's just so much of this, the abundance of grief, an abundance of people that are dying and getting ill, and then you can't be there with them. And the last card I got was really interesting as well, responsibility. Now, what goes along with responsibility in this case is they have those new people coming in to take over. This would be like, what was it, New York, or some of the states were saying if you are within X amount of time of graduating in the medical field, we need you to come in now, okay? So that's what that's representing. We have new people just starting their careers out there, putting their lives on the line to help with this pandemic. So I think, once again, these cards prove to be really, I think they're really working well. I do like both of these, and working in conjunction with each other, they seem to work quite well as well. Let's see if I pull in that one more card and see what we get out of here. The Lovers. That's kind of an interesting symbology there. You can't tell if they're male or female, the Lovers, and then it's the sun has got an eye in it, watching over. Yeah. So this again works with this reading. People that you are attached to, that you're very close to, you're going to have a lot of grief. If they catch this, people are dying on their deathbed and they cannot have their loved one present with them. Sometimes they get to talk to them by phone if they're fortunate enough, and some don't even get to do that. So there's a lot of people worried if their loved one gets this COVID. There really, again, leads up to a lot of desperate things thinking at night, and then you have the grief, an abundance of people going through grief now. Let me pick one more from the other side and see what we get. Are we going to get to the other side of this? Hopefully it tells us that we will, but let's see what we have here for one more card. See if it's going to give us any information that's relevant. If it doesn't, then that's the end of the read. But let's see what we have. Vulnerability. And let me pick another card with that, vulnerability. What do we get with vulnerability? I can certainly see how that works in with this, but I want to pull the card to see. vulnerability. Okay, what people are getting away with. Okay, now this tells me some people are stealing supplies. Trump has stole supplies from Germany, basically. And also, could be like some of the younger people, vulnerability, thinking they can get away with it, that they're not vulnerable, that they've got a handle on it, they don't have to worry. Well, you do, okay? You can't be taking stupid measures and trying to get away with this by not wearing a mask and not washing your hands and just thinking you're beyond it, above it, okay? So it could be addressing that, as well as those that are stealing supplies or those that are hoarding supplies and trying to make a killing off of it. There are a lot of people that are vulnerable that also need supplies. So please, please, people, if you're somebody that's out there hoarding supplies and you think you're going to turn around and sell them and make a big profit off of it, and I can't tell you, every time I go into the store, there is no toilet paper, there are no paper towels, because people are basically stealing. If you are taking more than what you need, then basically you're stealing from those that do need it. So please don't do it. There are a lot of vulnerable people out there that really also need supplies, so don't do it. We also have, this could also indicate so many things where there's thefts, and the government is basically thieving. It's like, if you don't kiss up to Trump, you don't get the supplies you need, okay? So that, again, that's stealing from the ones that need it, misappropriating those things, okay? So this could cover a whole lot of things that are going on now. I can't fault this part, vulnerability and theft, okay? So this, could handle a lot of things. It could be, again, like I said, young people that are not taking this seriously, thinking they can get away with it, yet they're vulnerable, okay? And then taking supplies away from those who are vulnerable. There are those that are, high risk, that need the masks. They need these things, and people are hoarding and misappropriating them for their own devices. Okay. I'll pick another card and see if we've got another thing, or if it's just something that's not related to this at all. If it's not related, then that means we are done. But we'll look and see. What does this come up with now? I think it says mystery. Mystery. Sometimes the reading on this is a little difficult to read. Mystery. And let's pick another one. Now that's an interesting, we've got the moon going two ways there. We've got a tree that's roots are not in the water, it's in a boat, and it's a mystery. Well, it's a mystery how that's surviving. Okay. Mystery. Yeah, okay. Well, this goes as well. It's a mystery. Really, they don't have all the real information on how this started. And people are in a facing of loss going on with this. Sometimes it's a mystery how somebody caught the virus as well. And so they're facing loss. They maybe could have taken better care of things that's been left behind. Okay, they didn't take care, they didn't use what they needed to do to take care of themselves. That was left behind, and so as a consequence, they're facing loss. And it may be a mystery. I've heard of a number of cases that said it's a mystery how we caught it. They don't even know how they caught it. Okay. And also a mystery, really, how it spread so fast and things. They didn't get all of that information out. At first they were saying, oh, you don't need to wear masks, it's not airborne. Well, now that's been debunked, and they're saying, yes, you do need to wear a mask. They said stay 6 feet away, and then I read another thing that says this can linger in the air for hours, and if somebody touches something, it could be on there for quite quite a bit of time. They were saying it was a bit of a mystery on how some of these seemingly really healthy people got it. Okay, so again, that is something that will go with this reading. So let's pull another card and see if we still get something for this reading or if it's done. So far it's got a lot of information that's true about it. Transient. We got the card of Transient. So let's see what's transient here. Shuffle these up good. Transient. Transient. New energy coming in. New energy that is transient. I think it's more like the new energy, it's transient, that maybe we're getting to the peak of things. We might be getting to the peak of things in a lot of places, that this is going to pass. Okay, this is something transient. It's not going to be here forever. And again, then we'll be looking in putting new things out, new energy out. So I think that when this is done, life is not going to go back to exactly what it was before. There's new energy coming out, new understanding. Maybe they will have some businesses that are going to change some of their way they operate. Maybe they'll find out that they can actually, more people can work from home than they thought. So there will be some new changes coming once this is over. This is a transient thing. This too will pass, and then a new energy will come in. That makes sense. Blossom. Blossom. So let's see what it says about blossom. Is this going to be another thing that's for this reading, or are we done? Okay, let's see. Blossom. Judgment. No, we're not done yet. I'm going, what can blossom come along with this? No, judgment. I think this blossom and judgment is going to be more about people standing and looking at what has passed. In that blossom, they're standing in flowers, and that could represent the number of people that have died. You usually send flowers to the graves or flowers to their thing. So there's going to be a lot of judgment coming in with the way I think that Trump has handled this. I mean, he's just done so many irrational things that I think this is going to be, when people have faced all these losses, there's going to be judgment coming in more for Trump on the way that him and his administration have handled or misappropriated this. He knew about it months and months before and did absolutely nothing. And then when this started to take hold, him and his Fox Fantasy friends, and maybe this could be judgment on Fox as well, because they kept putting out there, and these ministers as well is another one that just popped in. The ministers, Fox, Trump, and his administration, telling people this is nothing to worry about. Go out, if I were you, I'd go out, and all these churches had all these people coming in, and then they had these deaths because of it. Okay, so I think there's going to be a lot of judgment coming in when this is over. There's going to be also, flowers could indicate blooming judgment, that this is, again, and I think this is going to take a toll on Trump and his followers. I think after this, some of his followers are going to say no more. Okay, no more. Okay, next one out, we'll see combustion. Combustion, let's see what we have with that. Combustion. Combustion. Okay. Yeah, this is setting the fires. Combustion, it's starting with people feeling tied down, that they're, again, not able to leave their homes. So this is starting to, a combustion starting to flare up for a lot of people. That they're really feeling they are not comfortable with this, being tied up, having to stay in their homes, having to not be able to work. All these things that have happened are making them feel very, very uncomfortable. It's going to start a lot of things burning, a lot of things not physically burning. But I mean, people are losing their jobs. They can't pay their mortgages. They can't, and so, yeah, this is going to cause a lot of heat with a lot of people that have been on lockdown for so much time. It's going to start getting hot, okay? They're going to start getting really irritated, okay? So this is like akin to a frog on a hot plate. It's going to be hopping mad, okay? So I think this is, again, going to stir up the combustion of emotions. A lot of people are going to be angry. They're just going to be fit to be tied because, Trump is promising these stimulus checks. They may not get them for months. It's a nightmare. So it's going to stir up a lot of combustion. A lot of people are going to get hot. They're going to be very, very angry, okay, with all the things that are going on now. It's basically burning up some of their livelihoods, their jobs, their houses. They're going to face a lot of losses because they're tied up and they cannot go to work. And this stimulus package that he's giving, this money, is nothing compared to what most people need to live on. It is not going to extend that far. Okay. Wisdom. Let's see what we get with wisdom. Oh, this is turning out to be a rather long reading, but that's okay. We'll keep going until we get something that doesn't fit. Wisdom. Okay. Some people just aren't going to hear it, okay? Oh my God. Now, wisdom, some things are going to be blocked. I'm not going to hear it. Again, that's what I get from this. Just wisdom, that they're not going to listen. Some people are just not going to listen. And it could be some of those of... I'm going to pull one more card for this, because this could also be wisdom that the Trump administration, them, are not listening to any of it. But let me see. Let me pull one more card and see what we get for that as another clarifier. I want to do one more card. Hangman. Wisdom. Yeah. Sometimes the hangman is seen from a different perspective. When it comes to Trump, he's not listening. They are trying to give him wisdom, but he sees it from a different perspective, and he's damn well just not going to listen. Okay? So again, this has to do with the administration, not listening to the experts. Trump sees it his way, and that's the way it's going to be, and no way else. And that's why we're going to have a lot of judgment, and we're going to have a lot of again, this administration is going to be looked at afterwards. And we have Trump there at the center, just absolutely sitting there with everything closed up. I'm not hearing anything. I'm not listening to the experts. Okay? So if you have people that are not listening to the experts, and they want to believe what they want to believe, see it from a different perspective, okay? Or it could also be people looking at a different perspective, and they don't want to hear what Trump has to say. But this is more of the wisdom not taking it in, okay? And it's hanging him up. It hangs everything up. If you're not listening to the experts and following the advice, and you're doing it your own way, and you damn well don't know what you're doing, you're causing a lot of problems to people. So what is this? Is this concealed? Yeah, concealed. It's a little hard to read tonight in this light. Concealed. So let's see what we have on concealed. We've had that they're not taking in wisdom. It's hanging everything up. What's concealed? Yeah, this is Trump. Could also be those that want to give it, but concealed. They're hiding it. He knew full well before, and he concealed it. And so, you see that little, this is like the Titanic. This is like the Titanic going down, concealed. Underneath of it is a lot bigger ice than is up here, okay? So that's what happened to the Titanic. This is like the Titanic when we have Trump in charge here. The ship is going down because he didn't know how to navigate correctly. Doesn't see hiding what's underneath. All he sees is this little part up there, and he thinks he's got it all. But no, there's a lot of stuff underneath that needs to be seen that he's not seeing at all. So it's like the Titanic. Put a big gash in it, and the whole thing is going down. Unfortunately, I don't know if he's going to go down with the ship. He'll try to run. He won't go down with his ship. Okay. He tries to keep making a scapegoat. Somebody else is going to go down is what he thinks. He thinks he can always turn it so somebody else takes the heat. And that's what he's always done. Something goes wrong, he doesn't take any sort of culpability. He blames it on someone else, scapegoats them to take the fall. Mother. See what we have. Mother. Okay. So this is talking about mother, those that are compassionate, caring for the people, caring for, this is like the mother cares for for the babies, you know, wants the best, has compassion, wants to raise them right, wants to do the right thing. Well, the people like that are being backed up to the edge of a cliff, and they're defending everything they can defend. They're trying to do the right thing. So it's like Dr. Fauci and, you know, those people that are doing the right thing. Trump keeps putting them on the edge, and they keep trying to do the best that they can do, because they want to see people survive, and they want to see them do well. And we've got Trump at every turn is just at every turn he's just doing the impossible, ridiculous things, you know, and trying to manipulate everything. Like he's manipulating, just got rid of the person to do the oversight for the $2 trillion, thinking he can yet again manipulate the situation. Wisdom. Let's see what we have for wisdom. Let's see, wisdom. What do we have for wisdom? This is my card for Trump. It's also the card for hope. But let's pull another card, because that's not going to be the only thing. Yeah, again. And I think this is the end of the reading. There are those that are wise, that have the truth, but again, Trump won't hear it. Trump, yeah, there are those that are really trying to evaluate the situation, giving the truth and the wisdom to Trump, but Trump does not listen to any of it. Trump thinks, I know everything. Trump thinks he's the guy with the wisdom, and he's the leader, he's the one in charge, and that he can see clearly what needs to be done. And he's anything but that. He's anything but that. So I think this reading has come full circle. Let me know what you think of it. Again, a little different style of reading, but I think it pretty well covered what's going on now, or what's not going on, as the case may be and should be. So again, thank you for tuning in. Love and light to everyone. Namaste. Thank you for spending time on my channel. If you've enjoyed the reading, remember they're all for entertainment purposes. Hopefully they've entertained you, if nothing else. Please give a thumbs up and subscribe if you enjoy and want to be notified when I'm putting videos up. Then subscribe and hit the little bell thing, and it will let you know every time I upload a reading. So thank you for tuning in. See you online.